Trust God if I'm not a good looking guy. Well, it's 7 o'clock. I'm waiting for him. Oh, here it goes.
Good evening.
Hey, nice to see you again.
You too, can you hear?
Yes.
Let me just see what am I using.
I had an idea. I want to share it with you and see what you think about the very first JoAnne. You're getting close to the sound I'm thinking that. Bup, 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 bup. I got an idea. I want to run it by you and think what you think.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. What if we had the percussion just for the JoAnne go boop 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 to give the illusion that the song is gonna be fast, but fast, to give you a pleasant surprise. You're expecting the song to be this fast, but suddenly when it starts is the timbre it is.
What? Yeah, I mean that could work. What kind of drums do you hear? Do you hear?
I'm still trying to find the song that I heard. It's a percussion. It's not drums. It's I think a block percussion. JoAnne. It's pop 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 pop. Da 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 da. I think take you for a little ride. You expected the song to be this fast, but it's going to be that fast.
So, would you make it?
Now keep the song tempo we got, but just at the very beginning with the JoAnne, that percussion that's on that last for that JoAnne. Instead of that, but make it twice as fast.
That's what I was asking.
Yes.
So,
I wish I could find that song. I remember I've heard that percussion in the song before. Damn, I'm trying to find the freaking percussion because I like the percussion. And the closest thing, it's a block percussion, but the closest thing I can think is the sound of a tennis ball being hit by a tennis racket really hard.
Well, I haven't. The track that I sent you has regular drums because I didn't have a chance to convert it.
Yeah, I was listening to it. I'm going to listen to it again.
Well, we'll listen to it here, but that one. So we will have, the original drums that I haven't restored yet have a classic 808. I think they have an 808 and a 909 or something. So we'll have lots of that stuff available. I'm throwing blocks or hammers or other things. That's fine. I mean, the other thing you could do it on the snare. And you could also do it with some kind of brush stroke, but I don't think that's heavy enough for what you want. But the reason I was going to ask you what tempo, because halftime and going to double time, which is what you're talking about, it's still a multiple, so it's hard sometimes to make it feel faster. One thing I'm thinking of is that we could, if you go basically to make it a third faster, because that's kind of a natural jump, but it's not on the same beat.
Yeah.
So be adding those sort of off beats to make it feel like it was a more aggressive beat, and then because right now it's a pretty straight beat, right? There's one or two leading hits, but or pushing or whatever you want to call it in drum parlance, but mostly it's just a really straight. thing. Anyway, so what would that sound like? So this is what the count-in sounds like right now, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying,
Like there's a.
but that's like a.
That.
But that's not what you just did. That's double time. Bum, 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 bum. Right? 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Bum, bum. That's
a little slower than what you're doing. No, not.
Yeah, but you did one like that, and you did another one that was like more syncopated. But those are just straight hits.
Yeah.
So the count to the beginning of the song would be 1, 2, 3, 4, JoAnne.
That beat is a little too fast.
Well, that's, I mean, so then you would want to. That's the third. That's the.
Try. Yeah. Okay.
So just tapping it out isn't going to help. It's tapping it out in relation to the other one that's important. So.
Okay.
So.
It's smart. It's really smart. It's not gonna make or break the song, but if it's not something to sweat, but if it can't.
No, it doesn't matter because it's all percussion at the beginning, so it doesn't have any effect on the overall structure. Okay. So it's something we can just play with.
Yeah.
But just from the point of view of drumming, like you have a beat like this, right? And then you can split it in half and get this.
Yeah, that's right? What I like.
But that's the one you don't like, because when I tap that one out, you say it's a little too fast. But
no, the one you just did, I like.
Wait. But you can go from here, and you can go to the third, which is.
Yes.
So it's a little slower than the half.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's what I was trying to suggest earlier, because then it actually has a different feel. Sometimes because the halftime and the full whatever, they land on the same one in a way that's really kind of routine. So, it could be 4/4, it could be 2/4. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Whereas putting a third in there,
I like the third.
All right, so that's something I can just stick in there and we can see how it sounds. I could do a couple of alternates, and I could just do it with a metronome, just with a beat, so we can hear how it feels.
Okay.
Add thirds to count in. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, and as an artistic device, it seems fine.
Yes.
Simple, but the little touches really help. So nicely done.
Thank you.
That will definitely make the song stronger.
It's all about the song. It's all about the song.
That's why we're here. All right, so we are going to see if you can hear.
And I love those guitars that when you added the coming downs. I love those because I found when you write a song, you come with a beat. You never accept the first beat. You always go back and chew on the cut and make him add to it. That's what I found.
Yeah, well, sure.
And it sounds better and better with each. And thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I was going to play it right now.
I'm all ears. I got my ears on, my mouth shut.
All right, so I'm just going to play the very ending part that was the change, because the rest of it might sound a little different, but it's really the same. Okay, can you hear that okay?
Yes.
All right, so what I did in this mix is I took down the drums and I took down the special effects so you can really mostly just hear the bass and the guitars.
Okay.
And they were a little hard to hear in the mix I sent you. So I'm hoping that this will make it a little easier to hear what I did because the bass part changed a fair bit too.
Okay.
The bass part walks down with the guitar, and then it does a little thing to go out, which I think is nice. So here it is. What do you think?
I like it. I love it.
I like the bass at the end. That was just improvised,
Yeah.
but then it felt really good. And actually, this song is in E, which is the open string on a guitar. It's the easiest way to play it, right?
Yes.
But it ends on F, which is one note up, which means it ends just with a little bit of tension, which is perfect for the fact that it's gone to be sad.
Yes.
The other thing that I think we might want to do here is to thin out the percussion a little bit to give it the appearance of slowing down.
Okay.
That in combination with those sort of minor chords, I think will actually make it turn sadder than like full on club beats,
Yeah,
as you're trying to sort of go into a more emotional place. So that's something, when I get the other drums back in, I'll want to play around with that and see how that works. But I think the ending comes together a little bit better now, the way the parts converge at the end. So it's got kind of a nice button on it. Of course, we'll put the JoAnnes on the end of it. There's still that to be done, but the music all comes to a nice. So I'm liking
a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah. Now this isn't going to be the final tracks because I really didn't. I just felt a little sloppy when I was playing it. So I'll have some stuff to clean up, but yeah, and I don't know why the bass was so distorted in that end section. But honestly, I had a couple hours this morning to do it, so I just spent the time recording and not worrying quite so much, just to try to get something that would give you the impression of what it will sound like.
Yes.
All right. I think also it might help to add a few pads in places just to thicken it up a little bit, and also just because I just spent a lot of time.
What is a pad?
A pad?
A pad. I thought you said P-A-T.
No, a PAD, a pad.
What is a pad?
A pad is just usually a synthesizer that holds a note or a chord that's whatever the root chord is of the song. So like in our case, every time we're in a verse and it's doing the doot doot, it would just be on an E or an E chord. And it would just be like going ooh, just a little bit in the background to provide a little bit of thickness to it.
Okay, I'm all for that.
I can play an example of a pad, but basically it's just a little bit of sound in the key of the song to give it a little bit of texture. And usually I mix them in so that they're, like you might not notice it if you weren't thinking about it, because there's usually something else that's more dominant. But then it's really useful in production music because it's really helpful just to have that layer of sound.
Okay.
That's something I just learned in the last couple of
Every little advantage helps.
Yeah, so I want to make sure it sounds okay, but in probably not the first part of the song, but as the song moves on, I may just put it in a couple of places just to. Chorus is another place where there might be pad, because the song is still very thin.
Yes.
I mean, the guitars are nice because I put one track in each ear and they're different tracks, like they're multi-tracked, so it's really rich, but still only like 3 instruments.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we wanted to be full.
So my next big task, and by the way, the count-in, I have a potential recipe for making that tennis ball sound. I just literally have not had a chance to play around with it. And we've had bigger fish to fry because just after that happened, we got into the whole, well, are we rewriting the song or are we just putting, sad chords in? And so that kind of took a few weeks. So we'll come back around. I'm tracking all this stuff, so I haven't lost it. But the next big task will be to switch the drums back out. I don't know if we made any big changes, like removing or adding sections. If we didn't, then they'll just drop right back in, and it'll be amazing, and it'll take 5 minutes. If we change some stuff around, then it'll probably be me in a couple hours of just getting to line up again. But no worries. I have backups going all the way back to the beginning, so I just have to figure out where I pulled them, which I can do listening to the cuts and just take a little bit of work. So I'll plan on doing that for next time. What else? What else have you got on your agenda today?
Once my thing is make sure we got the song structure nailed down so we can the song structure nailed down to a T, and to that's half the battle.
Yeah, well, we're done. We've got that done. Based on your reaction today, we're good. The other changes don't change the structure. The ones we've talked about, they just change.
Can you send me another copy of the sections list of the ingredients in the sections so I can you send me a copy of that?
Yes, I don't know if it's changed, but it probably has, so I can send you an update. Okay. Yep.
You can or can't?
All right.
You can or can't?
I can.
Okay, can.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's
I was trying to think, did it actually change? But then I remember telling you, like, there's a few things at the end that were off in one of the sides. So I don't remember if I sent that update or not. So I'll just run that down and figure out, and then compare it back to what we've got here.
Yes.
I don't know. That one might also be almost no work. If it turns out that I did the right update, which I'm usually pretty good about, but we'll see. Okay?
Yes.
So I don't want to do Friday at 7 every week, but...
this is just this time.
Yeah, I know. Is Friday at 3 just like, is it...
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine now.
I know, but this is the second time you've had a doctor's appointment at that time, so I'm wondering if, like, it's not the best time.
No.
All right.
Friday at 3 is it's okay with me. I just make sure that I keep checking with the calendar and make sure I don't forget something.
Well, yeah, and I'm luckily I'm flexible today. I didn't have anything going on, and Drew's not around, so I could just do whatever. That won't always be the case, but it worked out this week, so that's pretty cool. We don't lose a week, and yeah. All right. I don't think I have anything else.
No, not offhand.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, just write to me as you do if you think of anything, and
okay.
I'll get to work on the drums.
And I look forward to hearing it.
All right, cool. All right, glad to see your reaction today. Feels good. Feels like we're in a good place. So we'll keep moving forward.
I'm getting more excited with each meeting. So I can't wait till we to start recording the vocals.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get to that point quick, and yeah, then it'll be all on you, my friend.
And then we can put it on a Spotify and a CD baby, and start hopefully getting some exposure and making some money.
Absolutely. Hope you have a good social media game.
Yes. Hey, question. You have social media. Can you help promote the song on your social media too? Because I'm cursed on social media.
In what way?
I get such shit for views. If you got a Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Instagram and Blue Sky.
Hey,
And,
can you put the song on your Instagram and your Facebook too?
well, I will certainly talk about it and promote it. I don't know if I don't know where I'll post it yet, but I can help at some level with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
because
is,
I'm cursed
yeah.
on social media.
Yeah, well, Ed, it's not like I have a huge
You
audience
got better
either,
than mine. You probably got better than I do.
but for me, it's nice to have a producer credit, and so I definitely want to be able to talk about that. And
Yes.
gotta play the song to let people know what
Yeah.
that was like and what that looks
It's
like.
all about exposure, exposure, exposure.
Yeah. Yep. I've been, just producing our own stuff, so it's nice to be able to collaborate and do it with somebody else.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Well, anything else?
I don't think from my end, no.
Okay, well, I'll see you next Friday, 3 o'clock.
Sounds good. You have a good weekend.
That will do. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye bye.